Hello guys, I'm so excited that finally I have just received my new book, The Bible of Bodybuilding. It's a book that consists of 400 pages. You can purchase this book on Amazon, and this book contains my former books, The PDs Used in Sports and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, plus the training, nutrition, supplementation, but also including extra features, Q&As about gear, about HRT, but also a quiz regarding supplements, diet, and of course PEDs. So the Bible of Bodybuilding on Amazon, both on ebook and Kindle version.
Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Touliatos, brought to you by his book, The Bible of Bodybuilding, available on Amazon.com. If you're on Amazon.com, go ahead and get Real Bodybuilding by Ron Harris. What an awesome book. Please welcome now, all the way from Athens, Greece, Dr. George Touliatos. How are you, George?
Good, Ron.
How you doing? Good. We're about 10 days out from Arnold at this point. Yeah, it's coming coming fast. How many Arnolds have you been to?
3.
Okay.
This is my 4th.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this should be.
No, actually, in 2. This is my 3rd, and it's my 4th trip to the States.
That's right. You went to the Olympia a couple of years back. Yeah.
And I'm thinking about coming back to the Olympia because Per Bernal still has his invitation for me to shoot me in LA. But anyway, I know the Olympia is late December. Huh?
Yeah, it's in Vegas, so you get to go back to Las Vegas again. Haven't been there in a while.
But it's by winter time, though.
Yeah, well, it's still hot in Vegas. Don't worry about that. So today's show, I have mentioned a few times that I was going to get my blood work done, and a lot of people, they demand to see my blood work. A lot of people think I'm very, very unhealthy, and I will admit I was a little surprised by.
I was surprised that you're not, and you're in pretty decent shape for what you're taking and for your age, and because you're slightly overweight.
Well, I'm 5'7.5" now.
No, you're bulking now according to your, competition status, but nevertheless, it's pretty decent, your labs.
Yeah, so 52 years old, 5'7.5", 225 pounds, and I have been doing every 4th day, 200 milligrams of Testosterone. I did bump up the DECA about a month ago from 100 milligrams to 200 milligrams. And I don't have Decadic because I take 5 milligrams of Cialis every day. It's a maintenance dose. I take it more for the pump in the gym, Cialis.
Yeah, the ratio between T and D is 2 to 1, so there's no harm about this.
Well, mine is now 1. Now I'm on 1 to 1, but no problem so far.
You are on 400 testosterone, 200.
400 testosterone so 200 every 4th day. So if I take a shot today, which we're recording this on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll take another shot. So
per week, it's 400 each?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Every 8 days. So I got to be honest, because people want to know what my blood work was. And I said I would, even if it wasn't good, I said I would show it on your show and you would critique it. So I'm going to start with.
I've seen much worse, and it's pretty acceptable what you have.
Yeah, just so you know, guy, when I see can you see it? Yeah, you can't even see it, but the values, if there's any problem, they're in red, and if they're okay, they're in green. So, Doc, the first one I have is my lipid panel. My total cholesterol was 129. And
excellent, but listen, you're taking a Lipitor, a statin.
Yeah, I'm taking 10 milligrams a day of atorvastatin.
Taking the least dose of a week statin,
Yeah.
So your total cholesterol and your LDL is supposed to be low.
Yeah, so my total is fine, 129. It should be under 200 as a reference range.
Yeah.
My HDL, which is the good cholesterol.
Your LDL, how much is your LDL? Your LDL.
That's 75.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah.
And the reference range is anything under 100 is
below
good.
100. Yeah.
I am
now your HDL is close to 40. It's 39. No big deal about it. What I suggest you is to do 30 minutes of cardio and take 100 milligrams of niacin every time you eat.
100 milligrams of niacin. Okay.
It's pretty good. It's 40. I mean, it's the level. Okay.
Yeah.
What's more important though, it's the LDL and the total, but it's pretty acceptable. The 39 is 40. Okay, come on.
Okay.
So if you want to push it over 40, Just do more cardio and niacin.
Niacin, gotcha. Okay, yeah, I have not used niacin. I think I used it once to like, is that the one
A
that
little
gets
bit
all
of flashing, yeah, but take it after your meal so it will prevent this flashing.
Gotcha.
But it works. It works.
Okay. My triglycerides were 72. They're supposed to be under 150.
Excellent. Were you fasted?
Yeah, this was all done fasted. They took 6 tubes of blood out of me.
Excellent.
And my
should be below. Actually, it's in the mid. It's the mid range. Should be below 150.
So HDL cholesterol, we already went over that. Cholesterol to HDL-C ratio is 3.3.
Yes.
3.3. It should be under 5. Non-HDL cholesterol was 90. That should be under 130. So that was good.
Yes.
Here's where my wife was very alarmed at my testosterone levels, very alarmed.
Now you're taking almost double of the dose.
Yeah.
So it's out of range.
Well, they have a value. So my total testosterone is 1,927.
Still, it's not that high. I guess it's underdosed. So it's on the ground level, it's underdosed.
What's a really high testosterone?
Listen to me.
Yeah.
The range should be over till 1,000, okay? We reach 1,000 with around 150 milligrams.
Okay.
And with 1 ml of 250 of fat, we reach about 2,000. You're taking 400, you have also 2,000. That means they're ripping you off. It's underdosed, they're underground. All right, but another important parameter is the timing of the injection of the blood test. So let's say you inject every 4 days.
Yeah.
If you do it on the 4th day, just before the shot, you're going to have the trough levels, the lowest levels. If you do it right after the shot, it will be spiked. So if you are on the proper timing at the lowest, perhaps we can justify a lower dose.
Okay.
But yet it's still low for the 400 you're injecting, okay?
I'm trying to think of when I did the shot relative
precisely what was the day of the blood test?
Okay, so actually I had done a shot the day before. It was this was done the day
before. Now, it would be even lower if you do it the day of the shot, but just before the shot.
Okay. So that's that. Now the free testosterone was 580. So the reference range is 35 to 155, and I was 580.
Yeah, it was super high, and your SHBG should be tanked.
It is 11. So that's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's very low. It's very low.
Was that bad?
Now, the important parameter here are the estrogens, because the free testosterone aromatizes. Now, we don't care that much about your elevated estrogens simply because your testosterone is super high as well. So it's proportional. Okay. The problem arises when you have elevated estrogens with moderate testosterone. Wow. So as long as they're proportional, there's no harm about it, then you're not symptomatic. But how much are your estrogens? Tell me.
Let's see, GFR, sodium, potassium.
Estradiol.
My free estradiol was 4.31. The reference range is under or equal to 0.45. So it's supposed to be 0.45 or less. And mine is 4.31, very, very high. That's the free. That's the free. And then the regular estradiol was 169. And that should be under or equal to 29. So way, way, way over the limits on those, way over the limits. But
Thomas suggested you not to take an aromatase inhibitor.
No symptoms. I have no symptoms. I cry when there's a sad movie on, or sad song, but no, I've never had gyno. I don't take any aromatase inhibitors. No gyno, no puffiness.
What about the duration of your erection?
Fine. I mean,
and the puffiness, puffiness of course comes also from overweight, but do you have edema or water retention,
I think a little bit in one of my ankles. One of my ankles gets a little swollen every now and then.
I guess this is also contributed to the aldosterone by DECA.
Yeah.
The water retention.
Could be, but like my face, I don't think my face looks puffy. Maybe somebody out there, you can tell me my face is puffy. It doesn't look puffy to me. The last thing on that page was the glucose. So that's supposed to be between 65 and 99. Mine was right at 99. So,
yes, that's what I'm telling you. Now, since you are bulking, you are off season, you are a bit of, for me, your perfect weight is 215.
Yeah, yeah.
You're really lean and below 10%, of course. Now, when we are going overweight, then glycemia occurs, and it means elevated glucose, the insulin resistance. So your A1C is 5.3, and I guess if you drop in weight, will be close to 5%. And yeah, your fasting glucose will be below 90. Now it's close to 100.
Yeah.
Same happened to me. When I was 100 kilograms, 220, my A1C was 5.2, and my fasting glucose was 95. Now it's 4.5, my A1C, and my fasting glucose is 75.
So
but it's good, as we age, we need to lower the carbs, drop our visceral fat, because the pancreas cannot produce insulin in the same way, and we establish insulin resistance. The best way is to burn fat and to build muscle, that burns the glucose. And of course, eat starchy carbs, no simple carbs, a lot of fiber and good fats and protein in order to avoid the insulin spike.
So when I get down to 215 in a couple months, I should probably do the blood work again.
Yes, repeat the metabolic, so A1C and glucose.
Yeah, see if they go down.
And I bet your HDL also will elevate, because the visceral fat lowers HDL.
Oh, great. Yeah, I definitely want to do that. So my urea nitrogen, the bun, was 18. Reference range is 7 to 25, so that's fine.
It's good you take tons of supplements and still.
Oh, yeah, tons. Creatinine was 1.27.
That's not bad. You have a lot of muscle mass, that's why, and it doesn't apply to bodybuilders that much.
Yeah, so the reference
also,
range.
you overtrain.
They do train.
You overtrain, and this affects a little bit your creatinine. Are you taking any creatine monohydrate?
Yeah.
Also, this also is metabolized to creatinine. So still it's under 1.3. And you carry a lot of muscle because your BMI is close to 30, right?
Yeah. No, I've also heard that if you want your creatinine to show up a little lower, you should not train for a few days before you do your blood work. Is that right?
Hydrate a lot. Stop eating red meat. Stop taking creatine monohydrate. No painkillers. No steroid inflammatory drugs. That's what, it elevates.
Okay. My GFR for non-African American, which is me, is 65. And
now GFR is kind of low, but GFR is affected by body mass index and creatinine. So it doesn't apply to bodybuilders. The best way to calculate is collect your urine in 24 hours, sample, bring it to the lab and tell them, calculate the clearance of the creatinine in those urine samples,
Yeah.
It's the most accurate.
Okay. Next page was all pretty basic stuff. Sodium was 140, should be between 135 and 146. Potassium, 4.4.
Your liver?
We'll get there in a minute. Potassium was okay, 4.4. Reference range 3.5 to 5.3. Chloride, 100, should be between 98 and 110. Carbon dioxide, 27, should be between 20 and 32. Calcium was 10, reference range is 8.6 to 10.3. Total protein was 6.7, reference range is 6.1 to 8.1. Albumin was 4.3, should be between 3.6, 5.1. Globulin was 2.4, should be between 1.9 and 3.7. So that was all good. Okay, here we go. The liver. There were some things a little scary. This is where I got a little worried. So my bilirubin was okay. The total was 0.8, reference range is 0.2 to 1.2. My alkaline phosphatase was 28L. The reference range is 35 to 144. So that's low. My alkaline.
Yeah, no problem with that.
My AST, here's where it gets scary. 54.
Come on.
Well, it says should be between 10 and 35.
Oh, come on, Ron. First of all, you overtrain. Second of all, we don't pay attention if it's too digital. Come on, if you speak to a pathologist at the hospital, we're going to be worried about 3 digital. But
I mean, I'm looking at all the red.
Seriously,
I'm looking at all the red. See,
listen to me. Now, if you pin yourself with injections, you create muscle damage. This is a CK, so it affects also to the liver because they have the same receptors.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, good. ALT was 62. That should be between 9 and 46.
No problem. This is, slightly over the range. Come on. As long as your GGT, your gamma glutaminotransferase is fine, this is intrahepatic stuff, the real deal. And the bilirubin, there's no jaundice and no cholestasis. Those 2 liver enzymes, we said a million times, they reflect to the training also.
Okay.
All
good.
right.
Yeah.
And also to the pinning of the injections, because injection creates a scar tissue into the muscle, and this affects also the enzymes and transaminases that are located in the skeletal muscle, in the liver, and the myocardium.
Okay, good.
So they all interact with each other.
Okay. So I shouldn't be that scared. Hepatitis C antibody. Nope, didn't have that.
So this proves that your DECA is not toxic.
Oh, good.
Okay, because testosterone is not toxic, definitely.
Yeah.
And what else? No.
So no hepatitis index. I don't know what that is. PSA 1.44. So should be under.
No, 1.45 is not bad for your age. Besides, you have to know that 70 hours should be stay away from ejaculation. So I guess you didn't hear that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And the final thing, what's about your CBC, hemoglobin, hematocrit?
So vitamin B12 was 836. The last thing I have, I just have TSH with reflex to FT4 was 2.33, which was fine. Reference range is
TSH 2.3.
Yeah, TSH.
Okay, not bad. What about your CBC, hemoglobin, hematocrit?
I only have one more. I have the hemoglobin A1C. I don't have a hematocrit. Hemoglobin 5.3.
Yeah, I told you 5.3. Now you can lower this by taking a little bit of metformin, 500 milligrams.
Okay.
But you don't have the cell blood count?
No.
The full blood count? No.
No. I don't know why they didn't do that. I guess you have to
white
ask.
blood cells, red blood cells, platelets.
No, I guess I didn't ask for it. You have to ask. I mean, I asked for a lot of things, but I should have asked for that. I was more concerned about the A1C because I told you I thought I was possibly pre-diabetic from the growth. I've been on growth hormone for a full year now.
Yes, this is a good point. Now, GH contributes to that. So you could take metformin, you can take a little bit of chromium, then you could slow down with the simple carbs, you know?
Yeah. Okay. But overall, if I was a patient of yours, would you be happy with this?
What you do, seriously, you're in good shape.
All right, cool. Well, that was it, Doc. That was a quick show for this week, guys, because you demanded to know my blood work. I felt like I had to show it, even though those liver ones were scary, and I didn't want to show those to you guys because a lot of you guys are going to say, I'm probably going to.
No, doesn't mean because Ron Harris is healthy as a horse, but everybody is, okay?
Oh, don't do what I do.
Make assumptions and don't compare irrelevant things, you know?
Yeah, I mean, somebody could take far less steroids for far less time than me and have a lot more problems.
And vice versa.
Maybe there are people that can take a lot more than me and have less problem. I don't know. We're all different. So, guys, next week we will be back with your questions. The doctor will answer, but this was a special episode just to go over my blood work because a lot of you guys were interested, and you can leave your comments below. You can say, great job, Ron, or Ron, you're about to die. Good. That's what you deserve because you're a juice head. I know this one. Freddie, I'm talking to you, Freddie. You see his comments all the time. Says he loves me, but
I've seen horrible comments it was a Mr. Olympia.
Oof.
And they wrote beneath, he's going to be dead before he's 60. I mean, what kind of person should write this evil thing, you know?
I've seen people say, I hope you die to people. Like, I hope you get cancer. I hope you die. I've seen that. YouTube, because it's all anonymous. It's keyboard warriors, but it's too bad, guys. Really think twice before you post something. You don't have to be a jerk, really. If you have nothing nice to say, just don't post, please. Anyway, we'll be back next week right here. Please subscribe to the channel, like the videos, leave your comments, share the videos, do all that good stuff. Turn on your notifications. We appreciate you, Dr. Touliatos. We're going to have you back next week with some questions. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time.